All right. Good day, everyone. This is Sean from Gustin Quon. I've got Tony Spooner with me today as part of our interviews with advisors. Tony, tell us a little bit more about yourself and your practice.
Well, I've been in the financial services slash insurance annuity business for the better part of 30 years. I originally was based out of Phoenix, and in 2001, just before 9/11, as a matter of fact, I opened up my first office. And very quickly we took off. It was a shoestring startup, and it took off from there. And in 2.5 years, we went from our first office to 4 offices in Arizona and 15 offices in 8 other states, and well over $500 million of assets
Wow.
under management, all fixed assets, which was nice. So nobody ever had any heartburn when the market dropped or dumped or whatever. So, but yeah, so it's been a good experience. It's been good. We've niched the assets preservation and income, and it's been a very, very good niche.
And I always smile, Tony, when I meet people who's been doing it for a long time and they've been successful, how they would give you like a couple of sentences, and it's never enough to basically embody the work and the effort that was actually put in over the years. So I know it's always funny to see someone say, and the rest is history, when really there was so much hard work to get to where you are today. So Tony, you've done some webinars with us in the past. I was just hoping today you could tell me a little bit about that. What did you think about the engagement with the audience, and basically describe for us kind of like what you went through and experienced when you were doing it.
Let me frame that a little bit first, so that because when I closed my offices, and over the last 15 years, I've worked just referrals. I have done zero marketing, okay? So you guys are the first firm that I've hired to do any marketing of any kind in the last 15 years, okay? So COVID hit, and people stopped visiting and talking to one another. Henceforth, referrals stopped. So my business really dried up, other than my current clientele that I had worked over the last 20 years. So when I came across you folks, and it wasn't through some trial and error and search and stumbling through some other yahoos out there, let's say, okay? Not to say, when I say other yahoos, I'm not saying you're a yahoo. You're the good guys, okay? But it's been remarkable, because what I can do now from home, and because really COVID has developed your organization to where it is, right? We can do this now all virtually, okay? I can now do the same amount of business from behind my desk in my house, all virtually, that would take 4 or 5 of my office to produce. The overhead is minuscule in comparison. When I can have 95 people sign up for a seminar, and if I get 35 to 50 to show, and then I'll set up about 50% appointments all in all when it's all said and done, because I do work those pretty hard. Just from my first seminar, and we kind of had that little one, seminar and a half, we'll say, okay. I've got close to $2 million of business in the pipeline now.
Wow.
So, that's exciting. That's exciting. If there's one thing that I think people need to be prepared for, is the sales cycle might be a little longer than I expected, but that's okay, because once it starts coming through, I figure it's about a 90 to 120 day sales cycle. I do have some that are going to close in 30 to 45 days, which is good. But the majority of my business, I'm finding the sales cycle is a little longer than I expected. But that's fine, because as long as I can continue to do at least one seminar a month, it's just a machine. I love systems. You guys have the system. Your support has been superb, Sean. You've been the one there, helping me. When we do the seminars, handling the chat, making sure I'm not picking my nose when I shouldn't pick my nose or whatever it is. But you know, it's been a lot of fun. You guys really take the stress out of it, which is amazing, because I think anybody who's been in this business for any amount of time, we've fed plenty of people their lunches, and you know, you have half of them are what we call plate lickers. They're there just for the meal. They're never going to talk to you. And this eliminates all that. It's so clean. It's so concise. You guys really have it down. You guys are really working it.
And I think this is one of the things as well about my job, Tony. I get to see this. I get to talk to people and they tell me how amazing it is. And even now, I've been doing this for a while now. When somebody would say, you know, Sean, I had a really amazing experience, I still have that nice feeling of knowing that we have a good product, it's working for people, and, you know, we have fun doing it, and our clients are getting great results as well. And the only thing I would ask you on top of this, Tony, is if you could go back in time and start over, what would you do differently, or what would you do? Let's say you were recommending a friend, you know, to come work with us. What advice would you give them based on your experience and what you've seen working with Gustin Quon?
Yeah, you know, well, actually, I just went through this, so that's a fair question. First thing I told them is have 60 to 90 days worth of marketing expense in the bank, because you don't want to hiccup. There's one thing we don't want is highs and lows, right? So, you know, we want to be consistent in our marketing. And that's what you guys offer us, is an opportunity to be super, super consistent, and being licensed helps too. So if you're licensed in more states, it gives you more opportunities, especially as I've shifted to just doing virtual work. It's, you know, it's amazing how much more efficient and effective somebody can be when you have zero drive time. My car doesn't even know my name anymore. You know, the only other thing I'd like to add, Sean, is COVID has been stressful for a lot of people, myself included, because I've had to reinvent myself. You guys are part of that reinvention. The thing that gives me huge peace of mind right now, because everything I do is virtually, is if there is another lockdown or there's another, you know, weirdness out there, so to speak, okay? My business doesn't drop off doing it this way. It actually picks up. And I'm not hoping that we have that. I want everything open, okay, for people. I think that's healthy, much healthier for everyone. Okay? But I don't have the stress of, oh no, a lockdown, I'm out of business. That's huge. That's huge, especially during these times, because I don't know very many business owners that can honestly say, we're locked down, my business is going to pick up. Probably Costco is the only one, right?
That's true. That's true. That's true even up here in Canada.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that, because I think that's there's a lot of peace of mind when you have a marketing system that you're investing your time, your energy, your money into, that you know can withstand whatever's ahead of us when it comes to the pandemics or the lockdowns or whatever state, or in this case, country, Canada, hello.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Tony. Pleasure having you. Pleasure talking with you today. And yeah, I look forward to working with you soon.
Oh, awesome. If there's one word to describe you guys, I would say responsive. You guys have been incredibly responsive to and sensitive to any needs of myself as an agent. So thank you. I appreciate it, Sean.
No, thank you, Tony. Excellent.